Hi guys, we are on the boat community with Javi, and Javi will explain us a bit of life on the boats. So tell us, Javi, what's your daily routine on the boat? What's the difference like to the normal shared house or normal house life on the shore? So you wake up, you have breakfast. What's your like normal routine?
We don't have breakfast on boats. I know it's like a normal, like any other household. So yeah, we have breakfast, and then we go to work.
And
We
then go
come
to
back.
work. Boring. In terms of like your pastime, do you have anything here specifically? Like, what do you do on the boat?
What do I do?
Like in terms of pastime, do you always go to the shore to like to the pub? If you want to go to theater or something, or you can do like you can go in the garden, sit in the garden. Do you have something like communal area where you can sit and enjoy the weather like we have it today?
We do have a communal area. We also go to pubs as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we have a communal area where we do events and we do barbecues. We community events. We do sometimes there's gigs, and yeah, it's a nice space to do things with neighbors and stuff.
Gigs. So in terms of gigs, do you like invite the guests, or people are just playing instruments here on the boat?
It's more like because of planning permission and not to not bother the neighbors because they complain about noise. There is only a few events that can have amplified music. So if it's an event with amplified music, we have to ask for permission to the council, and that only happens maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And that is when, the whole community gets together, and we invite friends and people over,
Nice.
and they can enjoy it. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's an old tradition in the barge to bear the low temperatures. We need some external heat.
So is it any specific tea, or is it?
Yeah, it's sailors tea.
Oh, okay.
It has rum and cardamom.
So you add the rum.
Yes.
Okay.
We make it here.
Well, on the barges.
Yes. No, I'm joking.
And all welcome, Javier. Woo! Hi, Javi. How are you? How are you doing?
Great. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So I would like to start by asking you a question that when and why did you move to UK?
I moved into UK. I moved in 2013. 2013, and why? Very random. Before that, I was in Ireland, and before that, I was in Spain, and I was working as an environmental educator,
Okay.
but it was a very temporary job. The conditions weren't great. It wasn't that good. So there was something that I wanted to do for a long time, which required
To move to UK.
no, in general, there was this thing called woofing that I wanted to do for a very long time,
Okay.
and that required to leave everything that I had and move to other country.
What's woofing?
Yeah, I get to it. The thing is that because I didn't have a good job, it was the perfect time to say, you know what, I'll leave everything in Spain and go travel. WWOOF, what WWOOF is, it stands for World Opportunities in Organic Farming.
Okay.
So it's basically a global network of organic farms that host volunteers. So you can arrange a stay with one farm or different farms,
Yeah.
and you can. And a lot of people what a lot of people do is to go to a farm and then arrange the next stay in the next farm, and they do that for I don't know, a number of months or weeks.
So you go to the farm and you just stay and you help in the farm and
Yes,
things
in
like
exchange of accommodation and food. So you don't have a lot of costs or expenses.
so you getting so you getting paid for that as well? Or-
You don't get paid.
Okay.
So you get paid on food and accommodation.
Wow.
And but you work usually you work like 5 hours a day.
So not a lot of work, but hard work, I would suppose.
It's
'Cause
physical.
it's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's physical. So so I thought it was a perfect opportunity, going back to the story, um, and but still I was a little afraid of going abroad. I didn't have a good English.
So it was your first experience going abroad.
It's my first experience going living abroad. Yeah, you could say living more than traveling. I had traveled before to the countries, but it was my first experience uh, outside home.
Outside Madrid, Spain, basically,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what was so
So sorry, I didn't get to the UK. So I chose Ireland, the place to do this thing, volunteering organic farm movement. Uh, the main reasons are the language, English, and also I like the culture and the country.
was Ireland?
Ireland, and I thought the people were friendly as well. I considered coming here to the UK to do also woofing, but I thought uh, the Irish would be a bit friendlier.
A bit better in Ireland. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it in terms? So it wasn't particularly that the farms were more interesting here. I have no idea about the whole thing. So the it was just basically you were deciding where was more friendlier or where was more
Yeah.
better experience kind of thing.
From what I knew at the time, which
Okay.
was really different.
And how did it work out for you in the end? Like,
It was great.
yeah,
I loved it.
yeah.
Yeah, every bit.
How many years did you do it?
Oh, less than a year. I did 8 months. 8 months
In Ireland?
in Ireland.
Okay.
But then, and that's how I came to the UK. So I did in Ireland, and I was particularly interested in community living. So people that live together and also work together, and they have different degrees of um, sharing between them.
So is how big was the community?
Well, there's not. There's a few communities. The thing is that I visited a few communities in Ireland. There is not that many, so very quickly I ran out of communities to visit.
Okay.
And there's many more in the UK, and that's why I decided to do the same thing, so volunteering, but in the UK. And the first one I went to was in Wales, and in Wales there's a few communities, and then the other ones were in Devon. And then so I was in this. I went to one. It was great. Like office, very. It was formed by environmental activists, like the old school environmental activists. They've been in many actions, and like some of them lived on top of trees for years, protesting
Well, in UK.
in the UK, protesting against building a road through a natural
Okay.
site and stuff like that. And it was a great experience. Then the second one was a community that was in the forest.
Okay.
And it also a great place, very interesting. But at the time, that was November when I finished on the second community in Devon, and so it was getting to winter, Christmas time, and I thought I wasn't sure about spending Christmas in
In the community,
in a
yeah.
farm, in a random farm where I don't know anyone.
Sure.
And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna stop for a while this volunteering
Sure.
thing, and spend maybe a couple or 3 months in a place.
Yeah.
And then I met randomly this Spanish lady, Spanish girl, in a gathering in that community. They organized like a little gathering for volunteers and things. And she explained, she told me, oh yeah, I'm staying in this hostel in Exeter.
Okay.
And there's a few people there, all the Spanish people, and they're all looking for jobs and looking working in in random places. And
While you were in Ireland.
no, this is in the second community in Devon.
Oh, okay.
And I was already thinking of, oh, I should really stop somewhere and then maybe find a little job for a few months.
Okay.
And so she told me this, and I thought, oh, okay, well, that could work. My original idea was to go to Tomh
Okay.
and uh, settle down there for a little bit, like 3 months.
Okay, Javi. So we're on your boat, on your boat community.
Yeah, not my boat.
Not your boat. Okay. One of your boats. That's your boat community.
Boat
So
community.
tell us about like so when you enter, yeah, you enter through those gates over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you enter through there. So what's the first thing that you encounter on the boat on
You
the
encounter the striking view of the Thames and Tower Bridge. That's
Yeah,
the first thing you encounter.
yeah,
That's worth millions.
true, very true.
Then we have the first part is where we have the post office.
Post
So
office, okay.
every part has a pigeonhole where they you get your posts and
Okay.
your parcels, something like that. Then we have this part where we leave the bikes, as you can see,
Yeah.
and then underneath there is a workshop for maintenance of the moorings. So
Moorings.
we don't call it community, we call it moorings.
Moorings, okay.
Um,
I'm
where
learning something.
yeah, where the barges are moored.
Okay.
That's why it's called the moorings. Yeah, so we are on that part where underneath us there is a workshop.
Okay. So what's the next after the bicycle barge? We have what's that? Looks like some kind of a garden.
So this is the first garden barge. The whole moorings was designed by an architect that designed the moorings in a way that there is garden barges that connects all the private barges, and the garden barges have a garden on top, and
Yeah.
also people live underneath. So this is the entrance
Yeah.
of the house that is under the garden. So this is the garden, and you can see we walk on top of it
Yeah.
to get to your barge.
Okay.
And
And you have some lights now for the night time as well on the right.
oh yeah, we have lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not walking in the pitch dark or anything like that.
Yes. No walking on the pitch side.
Nice. And this gardens, does the people who live on this barge they look after it, or is it
No, there's a gardener.
for a gardener?
Yeah. Burja. Yeah. Would I
Okay.
be Buji? No, we aren't. But there is a gardener that looks after the plants and the gardens. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I guess otherwise it would be hard to organize. But it would be nice also to have a little community garden, as you say, where people look after it.
Yeah,
I guess private owners and voters have their own plants sometimes, and there are some of them that have, especially in the summer, they have a vegetable garden where they grow tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl told me, oh yeah, there's one hostel in Exeter,
In Exeter,
and there's
yes.
people in the same situation that I thought, okay, I'll do that. And so
So the hostel is kind of like a community as well because when you
it was,
yeah.
yeah, it was. So I left
Shout
that.
out to everyone who was living with Javi.
Yeah, so it's cool because yeah, from that experience in the hostel, it it is proud, good friendships that lasted for until now. For instance, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's been crazy that we met just randomly, and
Yeah.
and here we are, 10 years later now.
10 years later. That's right.
So you stopped. Is it called woofing? You said
Wolfen, yeah,
woofing.
WO.
Okay. And you stopped doing it because you felt like you can't carry on doing it forever. You wanted something. You just like to try it, but you don't want to necessarily.
It was a great experience, but obviously, I didn't feel that led to something.
Right.
In my, I felt like I could do it for a while, but it didn't do something in my professional career.
Career.
So,
Okay. You were just looking like just to get glimpse of it and carry on.
yeah.
So was it the community similar living like kibbutz in Israel? You know, kibbutz.
I haven't been in a kibbutz, so I can't tell. But I did meet kibbutz ex-kibbutz member. He was raised
Okay.
in a kibbutz. He was a community member in Ireland actually,
Wow.
and so we talked a lot about the kibbutz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a similarities?
Kibbutz even close. Is there? I think there's more. It depends. I guess each kibbutz is different, but for what I understood, the kibbutz are very tight. So
Yes.
people work inside the kibbutz, and there is more interdependency between the members. And like in many other communities, people have their own jobs outside the community,
Sure.
and they just live there together, or they sell some certain activities. But I think the kibbutz is very well organized. They are big as well. They can be very big, like 1,000 members. And the communities that I visited, some of them were small, like maybe 20 people,
Wow,
up to I don't know, 200.
Yeah, it's very different. So how did you go from living in Devon in communities and right now living in London in in on the boat on the barges as we walk barge community? How did it happen?
Okay, chapter 2 of the story. uh, um, so yeah, I found myself in Exeter. So I was in this hostel. I found a job very quickly in hospitality. Well, it is
Sure.
whatever.
Yes. They
Uh,
always need people.
we always need people in hospitality, right? So I worked in random jobs in a Spanish restaurant for a while,
Yeah.
and then I was looking for other organic farms. I always do a little search of what is around, what are the resources around me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I found this organic farm that it wasn't far from Exeter. And just randomly, I was working in this cafe, Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
And one day I remember this chap came and he was putting posters on the notice board
Yeah.
about an event that was happening in that farm, in the
Okay.
organic farm. So I asked him, and I said, "Oh," and it turned out he was the farmer, the sort of owner.
Putting like a
Yeah, putting posters about an event that they were hosting.
advertising. Okay.
Yeah. So we had a little chat, and he said, "Oh, look," I explained, "Oh, I was doing roofing, da da da. I really liked," and he invited me over to the farm
Sure.
to have a chat. So in I don't know, the following week, I went.
Yeah.
We had a chat, and he said, I told him, look, I'm looking for opportunities for jobs. I really like this.
Yeah.
And he said, no, you want to come back to the land? Fine.
Okay.
I'll have something for you.
Yeah.
So I started working 2 days a week on that farm.
Plus your work in the hospitality as well.
Plus all the random jobs.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
And how did that connect you to the living on the boat in central
Exactly.
London?
So that was that led to me staying next to for way longer than I intended to.
Okay.
Yeah, envisioned in the beginning. I remember when I first moved there, like maybe 3 months
Okay.
in Exeter. I went to the farmers market, and I remember meeting the Spanish guy, guy
Yeah.
on the market, and he told me, "Oh yeah, I work on this organic farm."
Yeah.
I thought, "Oh, why cool." And he told me, "Oh yeah, I've been 3 years. This is my third year."
Wow.
Wow. I thought, wow, 3 years, really? Wow, that's a lot. That's a long time. And it turned out that I then spent 2.5 years in Exeter,
2.5 or 3? Close to 3.
close to 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reason why you moved from Exeter.
Well, I felt stuck.
Yeah.
I was working on this farm 2 days a week, but
You wanted to progress with your career.
yeah, he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't going anywhere working on the farm, and I was, doing the random jobs that went great, really.
Yeah.
And so, even before coming to the UK or Ireland, I also had the idea of doing a master's.
Okay.
I wasn't, but I wanted to leave it for when this kind of situation, when I wanted a career change.
Okay.
So this is like a master's, take a master's as an opportunity to
Progress.
not only to progress, but also to change direction if I need to. So
Yeah.
I thought, well, this is this time. And it's funny because, well, in Exeter, we had a lot of abroad network, and
Yes.
one person in my network was coincidentally studying or being trained to be a coach,
Okay.
a life coach this December.
Life coach. Okay.
Life coach, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's loads of now.
Lots of them.
Loads of them are right now. So
Yes.
yeah.
And she asked me if I wanted to be her guinea pig. So
Okay.
for her training, she had to pick someone and coach them. Okay, yes, perfect. So with her, sorry, I started preparing to find the right masters for me and what was the next steps in my career, etc.
Yeah.
So after a long search, which included the whole Europe for masters,
Yeah.
and then I found a masters, and that was in Ascot near London
Yeah.
for Imperial College, and that's how I left Exeter. And
You left Exeter. So what was the why you living in the boat? Why you not living in somewhere in the house? Like this is really interesting for me. What was the reason? Was it because you always wanted to live on the boat?
No.
No.
But that came later. So I was in Ascot doing my masters, then I went back to Madrid.
Yeah.
While I was looking for jobs.
Yeah.
And then I got 2 job offers in London.
In London, and you come back.
And then I came to London. Yeah.
Did you go straight to the boat, or you lived somewhere else?
So they gave me a budget for relocation.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, super normal.
Yeah.
And so I had £1,000 to move everything, to find a place while to pay for Airbnb or whatever, while I found something more permanent.
Yeah.
So I spent 2 months looking for
2 months.
Two months looking for a good place because I wanted to be. I didn't mind spending time looking for something that I liked.
Yeah.
And so I visited a lot of places, and then while I was in Spain looking for jobs before moving to London, what happened is that after living abroad for say 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
my network in Madrid, every time I went to Madrid to visit, it was great because they have time to see me and stuff. But I noticed when I went back for good for 6 months, everyone had their own lives. They had long-term partners, and very quickly realized that they weren't going out as much. They didn't have a lot of time for me.
You felt disconnected.
Yeah, so
you're losing. Yeah.
I ended up doing a lot of things by myself, like going to alcalize and things. And in one of those occasions I met this girl,
Yeah.
but we got on very well, and she was from London.
Okay.
So when I got an offer in London, we got in touch again and stuff. And I actually in between I visited a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I moved to London and just coincidentally she was living on the boats.
Yeah.
Right, and I knew this. And coincidentally, one of the rooms in her boat became available. So she said, "Well, why do you move?" And I wasn't sure because I visited her, I knew the boat, and I was, I'm not sure about this.
Look at this.
Okay. Look, how are you showing? Are you showing? It's 11 degrees right now in the barge.
Yeah, so it's good for enduring, to get tough. You develop a tough skin. Yeah.
It's not for anyone like me then.
It's not for
Weak.
the weaks. Yeah.
Yeah. How often do you change the gas for?
We change it whenever it gets empty.
Okay. It's very interesting.
No, sorry. Every 4 months or so.
Okay. It's kind of like you're living in your private house in the middle of the mountain, but you're not. A bit of like that.
There's no mountains in the UK.
Okay, not mountain, but like in the middle of nowhere. But then you're not.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but it gets me the feel about it because you need to be quite.
Yeah, true.
Everything needs to be portable and everything needs to like work specifically. You're not connected to like a
Ah.
system on the like gas just comes through the pipe or things
You
like
mean
that.
like this is like a little chalet in the Alps?
Yeah, kind of like and it's quiet as well, so it
Yeah.
gives like a different
Different vibe.
vibe and yeah, fantastic. Love it.
We go
Next.
to the space, which is the communal space for
Yeah.
events.
So nobody lives on this boat, on this barge.
No, this is only for events.
Okay.
And
Can you come here and read newspaper or do your work?
no, newspapers are not allowed.
Okay.
I'm joking. No, there is yeah, it's for barbecues, for little parties, for the gigs that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Little gatherings. Yeah, there's always birthday things.
Yeah.
So it's undercover. It's nice because London. But
London,
there's no
raining.
raining. There's no site. So in hey.
So, in terms of, for example, stepping on that boat, can we go in there or will we be trespassing?
I can go and knock on the door. And
Okay. But
say,
in
"How you
terms of
doing?"
like putting your chair on there and
No.
enjoying, no, you can't.
Well, I can if I ask.
If you ask, okay.
But it's, no, you're not. It's not. It wouldn't be. I mean, I can ask once. If there is a specific reason to do it, yes.
Okay.
But well, they are friends, so I could probably do it. But it's not like it's their house, right?
Makes sense. I'm just trying to understand how it works. Cool. Okay. What's the next step? What's the next?
The next step is going on the barge.
On the barge where you live, no?
Yes, where I live.
Yeah.
The other thing about this communal space that we have a grand piano here that is covered with these woods.
Okay, and who's playing it?
Oh, we have a pianist in the mornings.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he organizes recitals and things.
Yeah.
Every now and then, it's beautiful with the with the backdrop.
With the
of Tower Bridge.
London City in the background with the Tower Bridge. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's very special.
Next stop is the big gap. So careful.
Careful.
Yeah. So this is the barge where you live, yeah? And
yes.
This is your.
Welcome to Selby.
Welcome to where?
Welcome on board.
Welcome on board. Cool.
To Selby, which is the name of it's her name.
It's she, no? Okay.
All birds are she.
Okay. I
Well, that's changing actually, but
Really?
yeah, in general, traditionally, they are all she.
So to get to the next barge, you need to hop from your barge. Okay. Is there another entrance somewhere else, like from the garden there behind you?
No, there's no entrance from there.
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
So is this like a decrepit barge? I can see that nobody. Is there anyone living here?
Are you interested?
Not really, but I'm just asking. I'm just curious because it looks a bit rusty.
There's probably there's no human guests on that barge.
Okay, no
There
human.
might be other kinds of guests, but no humans.
Right. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Pirate.
No,
Pirate barge.
probably other animals, other species.
Yeah. Okay. Grand entering.
Welcome inside, Selby.
So this just looks like a normal house. Apart from that, we're on the boat and it's rocking.
Yeah,
Very quiet. Must
it's
admit, for London, central London, this is very quiet.
Well, the seagulls. You can hear the seagulls sometimes.
Yeah, but it feels. It gives a feel like it's in a small town somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a naga, an old cooker,
Cooker. Nice. How old is it? Very old.
500 years.
That's good.
Because the layout, I didn't like the layout of that
Of the boat. Okay.
Yeah. And anyways, I ended up moving in. And I thought it was going to be.
Were you scared? Like, because you never lived in the boat before in your life.
Yeah.
You probably been on the boat, but you didn't never live. Were you like worried about humidity? Were you worried about I don't know, seagulls or weather? Like I'm just trying to understand how that transformation was because obviously I come here as well and I see it's just normal. But when you when you don't not exposed to living on the boat or
Yeah.
even see anyone, how did you go to the boat? Did you stay there for a while, or was it just like quick decision?
Well, I had been already because I came visiting a couple of times, so I knew
Okay.
what it was. So I knew what I was signing for. The other thing is that because I didn't have a permanent place to stay, I thought this is, and they offered me like a casual contract deal,
Sure.
so I could stay here temporarily until I found something better.
Yeah.
And it was no, no, I wasn't worried.
Okay.
Worry is the enemy of happiness, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So you moved into that boat. Was it in this community near Tower Bridge?
It was in this mornings.
Okay. So that makes you what, roughly how many years now? 6 years here?
6.5.
6.5. And what's the like perks, what's the positive outcomes of living on the boat? What do you like about it?
What do I like? The first thing is that when I meet someone that I fancy and I want to have sex with them, then I say, I live on a boat, and they say, wow, that's so cool, man. And they say, you want to say it, and then you come over.
So that's kind of like an extra, okay, but you gave it away now, so next time maybe it's not gonna work. So you gave it away to lots of
Everyone,
people.
you are welcome to come. Please pass me your photo first. And
Okay. So apart from that, what else? What's the main thing? Is it monetary? Is it something that I don't know?
no, the main thing is to look cool.
Look cool.
Yeah.
So you look cool on the boat. Okay.
No, I look cool. I'm cool, but also when people introduce me,
Yeah.
they say this guy lives on a boat, and then my social status increases 10 points straight away.
Okay. Okay. and you're not being sarcastic right now. Are you being? Are you being? I think you're being a bit sarcastic and cheeky there. So I'm gonna ask this question again. I want you to answer a bit more seriously.
Okay.
Well, what's like what's the main thing that you like about living on the boat? Because there must be something that you like really like to, about living here because you wouldn't if you were.
Mm.
What's the main like?
The main.
Yeah,
The
well,
main.
or the main one of the positives, whatever you like about living on the boat, because um, I definitely like straight away here that it's very quiet.
It is quiet. Yes.
Yeah. So what
Anything
what
else?
yeah, I have loads to say about. It's great. So I think it's great, but I want to hear because you've been living here for a really long time,
Yes.
and I don't know what's you like the. I don't want to give. I don't
It's
know
great for people that like the cold as well.
the cold.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Don't
because
don't understand those people, but yeah.
well, it's good for your skin. Also, you save money on energy because you don't need a fridge, maybe.
Okay. So what you can put things in Thames, so you can drop the things in Thames and just call it stays cold, or
Well, if you drop it in the Thames, then it's better if they stay there forever. But
that
the thing,
sounds sketchy. That sounds scary, actually.
you don't want to touch the water. Don't
Uh,
touch that water.
don't touch the water. Okay, that's good advice.
What I like about the boats is it's the communal living. There is a bit of community living, community feeling on boats. It's a little bit. So we have a WhatsApp group
Yeah,
and a email group, and we organize different activities. Like here in this space, we do movie nights. We have a great projector,
well, in this
expensive.
room, in the room.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have
Okay.
a big screen as well, just
Yeah.
behind that camera.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we do movie nights once a week or once every 2 weeks. And also we organize there is a book club. There is also there used to be a drawing club.
Sure.
There's been different things like also yoga club,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
exercising club.
So it's basically that it's kind of going back to where you started in UK, where you were in the woofing and you were doing things that like was community. You're not doing farming here, but
No.
it's very community based and it's like
I have got a couple of tomato plants though.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And what about the people here? Do they stay here or they move on and then you have like really sad feeling that they leave? Do you feel like they're part of your family or?
They move on, but I'm happy that they. No, I'm joking. No. No.
You
I
can be
guess
honest. You can be honest to the people so they know. You know.
no, I'm joking. No. I'm not happy that way. There is a mix. So because there is people that rent,
Yeah.
like me,
Yeah.
and people that own a boat. Boat So barge owners tend to stay because it's a great location. There is a long waiting list to get a berth here.
So shall we, while in that moment, shall we just say that we right in the center, so you just literally can walk to anywhere in central London. You don't need to take even.
For anyone that doesn't live in London, guys, London is very big. So even if you live in the center, you can walk anywhere.
Okay. I love to walk, so I walk everywhere, and I'm trying, but yeah.
If you want to walk, if you don't have to walk 2 hours, then yes, this is your place.
That's good.
But it is true that you can live in this central allows you to cycle everywhere, and that's what it is.
Yes.
So you save on public transport because like for I don't know how many years I didn't use any public transport. I remember until my previous job, I didn't know the tube at all, and I remember maybe on my previous job I had to commute 45 minutes
Yeah.
to West London and to White City, and I remember getting lost in living in London for 4 or 5 years,
Yeah,
getting lost on the tube.
yeah, yeah. My age.
After 4 years.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So because I was cycling everywhere, and I'm still am.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it takes a while unless you're going to work or you're going to the place of you exercise and you learn different routes and moving around London, then you can learn about the tube. But the transport system here is very, very low.
Crap.
Yeah,
It's very crap.
yeah,
No, if you can avoid the tube, you avoid it.
yeah.
If
So
you can avoid the buses, you avoid them as well.
So I did ask you about what's the positive, what's the negative things that you can say about living, if there is
I
any.
know, yeah. So I think the most negative thing is that when people uh, come and ask you all these questions, it's like, oh goodness, always the same question. I'm joking.
Javi, you can express yourself as you want, so it's fine.
No, the negative things. Like if you don't like the cold, then it can be a negative.
What about humidity? Is it quite humid here? Even though you're on the boat, I think I heard that it's not very humid, isn't it?
What do you
I don't know.
like?
Somebody, I don't know.
It is humid. Yeah. So it requires a little maintenance.
In terms of what? Because you're just renting, so what do you actually? What is that you do actually?
Well, that's true. So there is a maintenance guy that prepares things, but still, he has a lot of budgets to maintain. Things break down.
Right.
Things that in a normal house work passively
Sure.
without any.
Problems and
Yes, like for instance,
rust or
all the water, the running water has to be pumped
sure.
to have water from the tap, right?
Yes.
If the pump breaks down, then you don't have water.
So,
All the water that goes through the not all, but like through the loo or through the shower has to be pumped.
so basically, like
if that pump breaks down, then you don't have the shower, or you have to wait for this maintenance guy.
sure.
Albert, thank you very much. To fix it.
He's very helpful. So it's like living like not in the open ocean, but a little bit like close to that kind of
In the open river.
open river. Yeah, basically. That's very good.
But so you have to be willing to put up with these certain inconveniences, right? Like
Yeah.
things break down, it gets a bit cold and humid, and it's definitely not for everyone because,
Sure.
yeah, it is true that people find it cool. There is, but you have to put up with certain
Yeah.
the downsides, as you
Downs-
said. What else? Well, it is true that the barge rocks, and
But that after a while, probably you just don't feel that.
yeah, you can use it. That's true. Mm, you have to fill up the water tank,
Yeah.
and we do it so we do it 3 times a week.
Okay.
And also you have to empty the waste tank,
Sure.
and that is maybe once every week and a half. So do you have to do all of these things?
Yeah.
Until recently, the internet connection was crap,
Yeah.
and now it's
Getting better.
getting better.
So what would you say to the person that thinks to live on the boat? Would you recommend them to leave it on the boat, or say no, definitely don't go and don't try it? Or what would you say?
I say, what you're looking for. It depends on what you're looking, what you like. You
Yeah.
like it's true. You like community living. Maybe this is it. This is a good place, but not all moorings have this community feeling, and many others are, just a bunch of barges that don't care so
communicate,
much.
right? So it depends on the people, basically.
But it is just a little bit of a lifestyle, and the main, like I'm renting, and the people that have invested more in this lifestyle, and the appealing is that you have this thing that is I feel it's like a container where you have ownership of the whole container,
Okay.
and you can repair it yourself. You can do it up. You can move walls and do everything you want on it.
Yeah.
It's wholly yours, and I think it's particularly well suited for handy people that like
Doing things
well,
with their hands.
yeah,
and things
exactly.
like
So
that.
they're able to fix things. They're able to change it to their taste.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's very nice. And I would like, in the ending, I would like to ask,
This is
why
the end.
we can carry on as much as you want, but I
How
mean,
much is that?
there's not much that I would like to talk about. So I would like to ask. So, like a few years ago, there was a big influx of Spanish people coming over.
Oh yeah, when
So it was like after the crisis in Spain, like 2008 and so on.
we
There
don't
was
talk
like
about
there was yeah. So there was
I'm joking.
onward, and I would like to ask. So there was loads of people that me and you met, and then through the years we were moving back to Spain. Why? The question is, why didn't you go back when that wave was happening,
The
and
wave of going back.
of going back, and why you didn't move to Spain until now, and so yeah, basically, why didn't you move back to Spain?
Well, the main reason, if I'm serious, is the job opportunities are much better in the UK than anywhere else
Yeah.
in Europe.
Okay.
So that is the main reason.
So basically, you can see yourself, your career aspirations are better than in Spain for the moment.
For anyone, for almost anyone in Europe, the best place to progress in your career is, I say, UK or London. There are maybe specific professions where maybe there might be other countries that are
Yeah,
as good, but yeah,
UK is the place to be. It's
it's
good.
the land of opportunities.
That's good. That's good. So what would you say would make you move back to Spain in the future? What would you like to see happen in Spain?
Yeah, I'm looking for the mother of my children. So you say this first. I'll leave my details below.
Very good,
That's
Javi.
a good. That's a good
That's a
reason.
good reason, I would say.
Okay. The other reason would be that I can get the same job and the same pay. Then yeah, the
Yeah.
quality of life in Spain is great.
It's
So
higher,
yeah,
yes.
it's nice. It's probably related to the weather.
Yeah.
But also the social life is great, and food and drinks and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
We all know it.
Is there anything you want to say at the end, and is there anything that you want to share with the people? Or...
Yes, phone number. No, what else? Boring stops you from being happy. Anything else?
That's good. That's good. So thank you, Javi, for accepting my
Are
invitation.
you picking me up?
I'm not kicking you out. This is the end, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for Javi being our guest. We hope to do maybe more videos in future. Javi is waving, so and we would like to remind you guys that please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Like and subscribe.